Hey guys, it's me, Dark World Player here, with some good and bad news. Um, well, the news is, well, actually, that's not really news. Let's just do a little thingy. Magic vs. Yu-Gi-Oh. Alright, so, the prices of Magic are way better than Yu-Gi-Oh, to be dead honest. Magic card, the biggest card I've seen, like, that are actually playable. It's maybe around like $40. Is it like the highest? Which I'll get to later why it's like that and stuff like that. Which there are some cards, yeah, they're like $100, but that's not really what I'm trying to point out here. The ban list, the way their ban list works is you play in standard. You can play in standard, modern, legacy, a lot of types. So you can play whatever ban list you want to. You're not playing just on one ban list. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, you're playing in one complete ban list. But in Magic, their ban list is like a few like types of card, type of card things. So like the new ones like are Avacyn, Dark Ascension, and like Innistrad. That will stay on the that will stay off the ban list until after like October 5th, 2013. That's when it will come off. But all the old ones will go on. So if you guys see what I'm saying here. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, they just pick random cards and you don't know what's coming. So you spend money and then you waste your time. Unlike in the ban list of Magic, you know what's gonna get banned. They pretty much tell you. Alright, so next, skill. Magic takes a lot of skill. You have to think through it and you have to pay your costs and all that. Yu-Gi-Oh, you can pilot most of the shit you do. It really takes no skill to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like what I've seen now, I thought it took skill to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but when I played Magic, no. It takes no freaking skill. It really doesn't. Yu-Gi-Oh is so piloted. It's so simple. Unlike in Magic, if you don't do your things right, you could screw yourself. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, it tells you what to do. In Magic, you can do something and try to go for the next thing. You have to be one step ahead of your opponent, pretty much, to win. Another thing about the skill is you have to pay costs. Like you have lands, you can have whatever amount of lands you want to have, and when you have the land activated, your first turn. This is one thing. The one thing I really like about Magic. First turn, you open up, you activate a land. You just end your turn because you can't do anything. The majority of the time, you can't do anything with just land. So you go to the next person. The next person goes. They have a land. They activate their land. My turn, activate another land. Maybe get out, like maybe do a spell. I have to tap both my cards, so I have to turn them as a cost and do that. I don't just get to summon a monster so simply and then like attack you for like 3,000. No. You have to take your time. It takes for a little bit. Once you get going, it's really fun. Skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! Your turn, normal summon, or set, and then you summon your next turn, summon your next turn, summon your next turn. In frickin' Magic, it could be don't summon for a while. Alright, life point scale. For Magic, it's 20. For Yu-Gi-Oh! It's 8,000. I think 20 is more easier. For one, you don't have those gay frickin' 1850 cards. Not really saying that life point scale is really hard, but I just like to think that's like 20. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is at 8,000, so it's kind of, I like the 20 scale better. It's a whole lot easier to keep up with. And if you mess something up, you're pretty retarded if you can't do that within like a 40 points. Because people usually add their life up too. Alright. I just talked about the cost earlier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Really has no cost. Alright, you got like a few costs. You got Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment. That's about it. You're able to heavy storm a whole freaking back row. A whole back row of spells and traps for no cost. Unlike in Magic, to blow up all the monsters on the field, you pretty much have to pay like your whole lands, and then that's about it right there. The reason you can pay so many lands is because the lands don't go away. You tap them, and then next turn you just untap them. So then you're able to use them your turn. All right, Mulligan. Mulligan is a thing about Magic. It enables you to, if you don't like your hand, put it back in the deck and reshuffle your deck and draw one less. That's freaking amazing. Unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, you draw, you get a shit hand, you're screwed. But at the same time, I can see why they didn't do Mulligan, because if people got Rabbit, if they didn't get the Rabbit, they put it right back in, draw again. I can understand that. But Mulligan, really cool. Alright. Magic has really nice people. They do. Yu-Gi-Oh has a ton of douchebags. In Magic, pretty much like this. I was going to my tournament for Yu-Gi-Oh to play, and this Magic dude just came up to me and just started talking to me, all chill and everything. He was just like, yeah, dude, I've been playing Magic for a while, and like stuff like that, and he got me into it a little bit. Also, me and my friends were thinking about quitting anyway. We were going to quit Yu-Gi-Oh also because Yu-Gi-Oh's going down the shitter big time, which I'll describe why it's going down the shitter. But yeah, all around, Magic has nice people. You'll find very few douchebags in Magic, unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, because usually the people in Magic are more mature. Unlike the people in Yu-Gi-Oh, they're like little kids, or they're like 18-year-olds, or they're like 20-year-olds that just like talk shit. So it's pretty stupid. I just want to have fun. I don't want to get shit talked all the time. Alright. Magic. Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh is rarities. Yu-Gi-Oh, if you have a super rare, it's a good card. Pretty much. If you have a common, it's shit to hell. In Magic, it does not freaking matter. Now if you get a foil, yeah, it can be really high, but at the same time, it can't be really high. So there's a barrier there. Like, I've gotten a foil that's worth like $2, and I've seen this foil that's like $6.70. But there's not just that one foil. There's rarities below that foil. So there's this one card, Tamiyo. It's a Planeswalker, which is the big card for decks. And he was like $70 with the foil. But when he wasn't foil, he was $25. So you see there, and they don't change each other's price at all. Unlike in Torgai, it was like $250. Then the other one came out, and that thing went down to like 80. But then the other one's 20, and it's just crazy, ridiculous money. $250. Who would want to spend that much? All right, Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh's deck amount. Yu-Gi-Oh can go from 40 to 60. Magic can go from 60 to infinity. I think that's really cool. I think the 60 is actually a pretty good place. I can see how Yu-Gi-Oh has to be 40, but it can be 40. But Magic's 60 is pretty awesome. All right, unlimited monsters on the field. In Yu-Gi-Oh, you can only have 5. In Magic, you can have as many as you freaking want. That's freaking amazing. I think it's a lot cooler to like bring out all your monsters and just attack them in their face. I just think that's a lot cooler. And also, summoning sickness. In Magic, they have summoning sickness. From when they're summoned, they cannot attack that turn unless they have haste, which is pretty much them just attacking. They can attack when they're summoned, but a lot of cards are not really haste anyway. So, but unlimited monsters on field, and you have to wait one turn. So pretty much, that stops you from just whipping out a ton of freaking monsters, just attacking first turn. So it's not game. Unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, you can summon all you want and just attack that turn. Alright, Magic will always be alive. I think Magic will live for a long-ass time. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is going to die soon. If you've, a few people at the Star City games I go to, with some buds and everything like that, majority of people, they're quitting, going to Magic. Why is this? Because no one wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Not many people want to play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Honestly, yeah, they have like regionals and stuff like that every now and again, but the regionals I go to, they've stopped doing them. They just stopped doing them for now, and I don't feel they'll ever start them up again. I really hope they don't either, because they just need to kill it off. Because Yu-Gi-Oh's getting really gay, guys. Yu-Gi-Oh has piloted decks, and they also have tier 1 decks. In Magic, any deck can win. Any deck. It's crazy, like ridiculous. You can see one deck come out of nowhere and just beat the ass out of this one deck that you've never even heard of and stuff like that. It's so cool. You don't just see this like rabbit, wind up, not Zenmain, and Inzektor Hornet, stuff like that. You don't see that stuff topping every damn time. You see something new every time. Literally every time there's something new that's topped. And that's what's so cool about this game. Alright. Another reason why Yu-Gi-Oh is going downhill, because if you guys spent like $150 into like $90 on Zenmains, well, screw you guys, because it just got reprinted. Well, not reprinted, but it's going to be reprinted, so get excited for that. Alright, Magic. Explaining and understanding Magic. Magic is way easier to understand in a lot of ways. Now, the old Magic was kind of difficult, but the new Magic is so much simpler. It's so much easier to understand. Unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, to where if you have an if-can thing in your freaking card thing, it's awful. You just don't know. It could be, oh no, you can't do this, but you can do that, etc. like that. It's just stupid. Like, as in Magic, there's no word differences. It actually straight up explains it. Now, obviously, it takes a little while to understand their text because you can be able to play with like more than just 2 people, but it's easier to understand all out. There's really nothing else I can really talk about. Magic's cards are, let me just talk about their cards right quick. Their cards, the way they work is their attacks are like 2 and 4 and like 4 and 4, and like the four in the front would be like, it's like this, it looks like this. So 4/4. That would be their toughness, that would be their power. So pretty much if they attack, you tap them and you attack with a 4. And if the defense dude that tries to block you has 4 attack, then you both kill off each other. It's pretty much like that. So it's pretty much like a suicide with the same attack and stuff, you know, if you're understanding that. And also, a cool thing about Magic is you don't have to attack into their monsters. You don't have the choice to. When you're attacking, you get to just attack them. You have to attack them directly, and they can choose what stuff they want to block you with. And then they can kill it off, or they can just kill themselves and just protect them from being hit by that one card. Unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, where you have to go through their monsters and then go for the kill. And I feel that's really stupid. I feel it's better, it's cooler if you get to keep your monsters. You can just let them attack you. Be like, sure, go ahead and attack me. Instead of having to worry about summoning this monster and worrying, oh my god, he's going to hit this next turn. You just get to sit there and let him attack through. And I think that's amazing. So, alright. I don't think there's really anything else I can really get to, except I'm sorry that I am quitting. I wish I wasn't, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I am. Yu-Gi-Oh will never be as good as Magic. I just have to say that. I mean, I'm not just, like, you know, guys, you know I was into you know, guys, you know I was into Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time. I've been into it for a year now, and it just, I've played Magic for 3 days, and I'm already into it. I'm already way more into it than Yu-Gi-Oh than I ever was into Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's pretty surprising. And I'm having that guy I want to play every damn day type thing and deal and all that, and I will never probably lose that because it's just so easy and it's so addicting and it's so cool to how you can make this play and you can change everything. And also I like how in Magic, when I'm going to a tournament this November 17th and 18th probably, and it's gonna be like 2,000 people. It's gonna be like a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, but also it's not gonna be far away. It's actually gonna be in Charleston, South Carolina. So I think that would be pretty cool. I think it'd be cool to enter in a tournament and play and actually have people like, okay, good game. Unlike in the people in Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like, well, F my life. I just spent like $100,000 on this deck and I'm quitting. And this deck, it's gonna take me maybe at like 140, 130 to finish the whole deck. The whole deck, guys. Let me emphasize the whole deck. It takes about way more than that to finish a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Way more. You spend like $30 on freaking 3 structure decks to be able to get all your cards. And if you want it to be all shiny, which most people do, that even makes it more. So it's ridiculous. Don't forget your extra deck and side deck, and yeah. I mean, crap, Zenmaines is half the price of the card I want to play. My whole deck is maybe half the price. Zenmaines is half the price of my whole deck. That's how freaking cheap Magic is, guys. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys aren't mad that I'm leaving, but I'll be making Magic videos probably. Best of luck to you guys, to whatever else happens. If you guys are interested in moving over to Magic with me, please do. Please be more than happy to. I'll be buying the online Magic, probably, Magic 2013, but if you guys don't want to move on, that's fine. You can stick with Yu-Gi-Oh, just letting you know, get out of it now because it's going to go right down the shitter in my honest opinion. Peace, guys. Hope you have a great time. Dark World Player out.